What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nick D.
Imaj all day.
JROC.
And this is Cocktails and Convos. So, guys, it's our third episode. You know, we drinking feeling pretty good. Imaj, you got the drink of the night tonight?
Well, for happy hour tonight, we are having Dreamsicles. It is just a combination of Crown Royal vanilla and orange soda. And it tastes just like a dreamsicle. Anybody who's ever had one, you know exactly how this tastes.
I already had two so far, so yeah.
Yes.
It's
been a great day so far.
Pretty great.
You ever had a drink that make you like think about the whole day, just no matter what happened, but now it's good? Yeah. That's how I'm feeling right about now.
So the topic for tonight is long distance relationships. I know we've all been through them. We've got our own personal experiences. So what we're gonna do is sit back, relax, grab you a drink, and it's Cocktails and Convos. But before we do that, we got to give them the trending word because that's big. What is the trending word for tonight, Imaj?
Tonight's trending word is cybersex. So when you see the word cybersex here, then take a sip of your drink.
So we'll be right back with long distance relationships here on Cocktails and Convos. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nick D.
Imaj all day.
JROC.
And this is Cocktails and Convos. So we're talking about long distance relationships. Anybody want to start off?
Ladies first. You know that's always
always me
Yes,
first.
ladies first always.
I am for long distance relationships. I enjoy them for the simple fact that I am not one of those people who need someone to be in my face all the time. So I'm okay with times away. Like, we can talk on the phone, we can text, we can do all of that, we can video chat.
Cybersex?
No, video chat.
I said cybersex.
Cybersex, but same category.
Video
You're seeing each other. There's a lot of sweating and
It's just video chat. That's
less
all it
talking
is.
going on. Well, depending on the internet.
FaceTime. But I'm for them. I am not against them. I am absolutely for them.
Now, what is do you have a limit on the distance?
America.
What? Hold up.
Okay, let me change that. Is there an hour
Yeah, I'm about to say
limit?
thank you.
Yeah. This girl said America.
America. Like,
Did y'all hear that?
oh, my
America, y'all.
distance, America.
Just be in America.
So he can't be in Djibouti.
Yeah, very basically,
You
yeah.
can't be at Djibouti.
Or Cairo. Cairo.
I think that it should, for me, it's been, oh my gosh, I've done them California. DC.
Whoa, hold on.
Wait
hold
a
up.
minute.
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out.
America.
Time out on play.
America. She was right the first time.
California.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that there wasn't a lot of cybersex going on in California.
Yeah.
What y'all do? Meet in Minnesota?
No, that's a good segue. We took vacations.
I get that.
We took I was reading this article once where they were talking about how you can have a long distance relationship. You can be in a relationship with someone in another state, and then you all pick a place to visit,
Yeah,
and you
different place to
both
visit.
go
Yeah.
and meet there, and it's still dating, and it's still in a relationship type. So we went to Jamaica, yeah.
Well, he had that island pong pong going on.
We
Boy.
went to Jamaica, and we had a good time.
Yeah, I guess if you set it up that way you get to see something different every time.
Yeah.
But for me, mine was 8. And you on the other side of North America. I'm still on the East Coast.
I'm on the East Coast.
But we went to California. That's a whole
You said
different-
California.
Yeah.
You said your long distance was California.
That's why I said America originally. As long as
Okay.
you live in America, then we're good.
Okay, I did 8. 8 was long enough for me, and that's kind of what we wanted to do, but it was more for me because I've never been to. It was in Florida, and I've never been to Florida, so I was getting to see different parts of Florida, which got kind of boring to her because she was from there.
Boy, I remember them stories, sir.
Yeah,
I remember them stories.
Yeah, yeah. The beaches are nice in Florida.
The beaches are nice.
Yes, Cape Canaveral.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have
Cybersex.
cybersex.
Yeah, cybersex is in effect.
I think I've only done 3 hours. So one girl I met here in college, she moved back to Richmond, Virginia, and that was cool. And then another girl I dated, she moved back to Asheville, so it was cool. It was 3 hours. Thing about that, the only thing I have an issue with was with that, because you got to pick months to go see each other. Like our thing was,
Yeah.
our thing was, hey, August you'll come here, September I'll go there. We started doing that for a while. Then it's when you got to decide who comes there, and then they start getting on.
Yes.
I don't want to come there this time, and so.
Especially when you got kids involved in the situation, that makes it even worse. You got birthdays, you got school events, stuff like that. So that's what makes a distant relationship harder anyway. If you don't, when you got to be on one accord, besides each other, you got to be on one accord with everything. Especially when you decide to make it official.
And then you're talking about with the stuff that we're all involved in, from movies to the radio, to our respective radio shows, to now this. That's another strain on it too, because it's like, hey, what are you doing today? Well, I'm filming, or I'm on the radio, Or do you have? Well, you don't have no time for me to talk on the phone, or you ain't got no time for me to have no cyber sex. So what the deal is?
But to me, that depends on the person you're dealing with too. Now, you can sit here and talk about you have that understanding with that individual, and they're like, oh yeah, I understand, I totally get it. I don't worry, I'm not gonna bother you. But then when it actually starts happening, that's when everything changes.
I think that's a woman thing. Like
the time thing?
Sometimes it's a woman thing.
Okay.
When it's like that, I don't get badgered about you don't have time for me. I don't get that. Because they know if I'm busy, I'm busy. If I have time, I'll make time. One of the things that I found also as well is that average couples visit each other 1.5 months each time. So they keep about a 1.5 month time period. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I've even gone 3 months or 6 months, or
Women can do that, though.
That's what I want to say. I guess y'all can do that, because me,
I mean, it's also about having understandings to the situation as well. Because if you have the understanding that, hey, this is my schedule, this is how this works, this is when I'll have some time off, and you all plan something, then that's what it is. It's not necessarily always having to come here or there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I look at it like that. And then also, how many people do you all think are in long distance relationships?
I think it's more.
Yeah, it's more now because of
more
social
than
media.
20. It's got to be
20
maybe 25.
25 what?
It's 25 or more percent. Like, it's 25% of the people in America are probably in long distance relationships.
No, it's actually it's broke up to different things. There's 14 million people currently in long distance relationships, and they are about 2.9% are like long distance marriages. And now y'all gonna think I'm strange.
No,
I'm strange.
I already know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
What did you think about
The marriage, you be fine with it.
A long distance marriage?
It's just like being in a relationship with a long distance truck driver. If you think of it.
Man, no.
You know what? I think because I'm not that person, I don't need you here in my face 24/7. I just don't need it. Even though there's some nights where I probably want to lay up and be beside somebody, but I can't. But I'm okay with it.
Me myself, when we talk about
Are you from New York? You talk?
Yeah.
We talk. We talk.
Sorry, you know what? Cyber sex.
Not cyber sex.
Take a drink. It just seems like to me when it comes to this, speaking of a truck driver, I guess that if I was a truck driver, I would want my spouse, if I was married, I would want my spouse with me. Now, we dating, that's a whole different story.
What if she can't be with you? What if she has her own job?
Now, if she has her own job, whatever, has her
can't be with
own,
you?
then I have no choice but to deal with it. But I can't be in a long distance marriage. I can't do that. That's just unrealistic.
That's
to
just me twisted. Y'all know I'm always
we know.
one who lives outside of the box.
Yeah.
So I feel like it could be it could be negotiated.
Possibly. There's a lot of trust got to be there.
What if we are already married? Let's say that we're already married, and he gets the bomb job offer, which results in our household income going up, and he has to move to Texas. Okay.
Even better.
So now keep in mind, I have to find a job in Texas. It may take me a little bit longer to find a job in Texas. What if he goes out there first?
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah,
he goes out there and it's like, say, 6 months before I can find something. Are you opposed to that?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know, something's got to change. Like, are you coming home every weekend?
Yeah.
Because I'm about to say, are you?
It's too far to come home every weekend.
Oh, ain't nowhere too far. If you love each other, ain't nothing too far.
But let's say it's okay. You know, like I can go 2 weeks without you being home every week.
Oh yeah, I mean
2 weeks is fine.
2 weeks is fine. But you talking about 2 months and all that stuff.
3 months when you get past it, yeah, that's no.
No, a dog can't solve everything.
So I did have this conversation this week with some ladies. We were talking about long distance relationships, and they told me one of the things that they said was they're okay with long distance relationships if you're building to something. So that means I'm okay dating you hours away, but are we getting to the point are we looking at marriage?
Yes.
We not just long distance relationship just to hook up every so often, or we just hook up just to be dating. They were like, if we doing a long distance relationship, we're building to like a marriage, and then at that point, then you gotta decide who's moving. Or is he moving this way? Or you moving?
Yeah.
And from the statistics about it, it's like 14 months is usually the longest a long distance relationship is before it goes into that who's gonna move.
Yeah, who's gonna make
situation.
that move?
And then you have a lot of things that you have to look at when you're saying who's gonna move, because is my job transferable?
Right.
Is your job transferable?
True.
Do you work from home? Because you can live anywhere. Like, it's just so many things that run into that, and it's the willingness who wants to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I agree.
So I think that's what it is. So we're gonna move to how to keep the long distance relationship spicy.
Cyber sex.
That's all you do. That's it. Yeah, you better, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be on it with that. I'm pretty sure in that situation, you got to be more open. And just, I mean, if you don't suck toes, I think you better start, learning some techniques. I mean, you gotta keep something to intrigue that person that you with.
Or playing
keep
with that cat box on that
the
FaceTime.
Yes.
You better be looking at that camera just.
Exactly.
Why does the woman always have to be playing with herself? Why can't he call and say,
It go both ways.
It go both ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it go both ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Now-
I've been in long distance relationships before.
I will say this, like, I had a friend, and Jarvis knows who I'm talking about. We had a friend that, her husband used to drive, like, during the week, he works out of town. And he comes home on the weekend. So one day, we were talking about how he goes out of town. We were like, so you don't like cyber sex or nothing? She was like, no, I just let him go out of town. And I talk to him every night, but no cyber sex, no nothing. I said, nothing?
Nothing. Something. Uh-uh.
And we kept asking her, like, yo, what do you... No, I don't do nothing.
As the inappropriate friend, I'm gonna tell you what's happening out town. If you ain't gave that man no cat box before you
Exactly.
he got a cat box over
Exactly.
there and out of town. That might not be true, but common sense says. But maybe that's something that she don't like to do. Maybe she doesn't masturbate or something. Maybe
Nah,
that's
she masturbates. Don't ask me, I know. She masturbates.
Moving on.
So why wouldn't she cyber sex for her husband?
That's the question.
That was the question we kept asking.
Yeah.
Did she give an answer?
No. Jarvis was there.
I was there. No answer.
No answer.
Because my response was, if I'm married and you, now don't get me wrong, now if you got a job, a traveling job, whatever, and that's the job you want, and either I'm working a little pie job, don't have to work at all, you do your thing as long as you make time for me. So if my significant other was traveling and gone for like maybe 2-3 weeks out of the month, there ain't a rest area in North America we ain't gonna meet at. We gonna know every last rest area because that's where we're gonna meet at some point. If I'm in South Carolina and you got a job in Georgia, we gonna meet somewhere. North Carolina. We're gonna meet in South Carolina somewhere. And at a rest area, if it got to be a rest area hotel, we gotta do what we gotta do.
I got memories.
Yeah. So there's no way that I can maintain that without you making time for me. That's the way I look at it.
Okay. So she never answered the question of she doesn't do cyber sex.
No.
Okay.
I don't. What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Okay, Ricky Bobby. So I think I'm glad I wasn't there for the conversation. But simple fact, I probably would have been that friend. Like, girl, what you talking about? Like, why don't you have?
Maybe that's what she would have
She
needed.
probably needs that one friend to say, "Hey, girl, put that cat on the video." And like, does she even send him videos of it? Or
She said no.
Nothing.
Nothing.
like
no.
you can have your own personal video.
She don't say this man nothing.
Oh, well.
So I mean, yeah, we didn't really know where to go in what direction to
I
go.
just left it alone. So you know how you got those some people you cool with that you go there and they say nope.
Got you. So, would you all do another long distance relationship at this point in life?
I will not say that I won't, but I just have I gotta really, really be feeling you to go to that 8 hour mark again. I can't do over 8 hours.
Okay, so that leads into a good question, and I'm gonna let you answer this one, and then you can also answer that. So, what's the distance that you'll cut it off at? You said 8 hours. What's your distance?
Probably the max will be 3. Like I gotta have a 3 hour distance. Like that way I could go there in a day and be cool.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, I don't know.
Yeah.
We already know.
Yeah.
But the thing is this.
Europe.
No, like driving wise, 6 hours because I won't drive anywhere over 6 hours by myself.
Okay.
Okay. Flight wise, it's not gonna bother me none. It's what, 1 hour and 30 to Florida maybe. So
Yeah.
it's not, it's actually, let's see, from here to New York is what? That's like a 3 hour. So
drive
it
flight.
doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me none. Like I get points for everything. So if I want to fly, I cash in some points. I'm not really spending a whole bunch of money.
That's true.
So for me, driving is 6.
Okay.
Because I definitely can get there in a day, stay. I can leave early in the morning, 6 a.m., be there by noon, stay until Sunday maybe. But, it just depends how much you feel for that person and how much you love that person to go the extra mile for that. They say that the average distance for a long distance relationship is 125 miles. That's from here to what, Columbia for me?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, no.
3.5, 4 hours, something like that.
Charlotte's still too close.
Charlotte's too close.
I'm just joking.
I'm about to say.
Don't get me wrong. But my friends live in Charlotte, so if I come to Charlotte, for me, having a situation in Charlotte, if I go, I have to see everybody I know in Charlotte.
Like
and
me
I
going
don't
back
have
home,
that,
yeah.
Right. And so I have to divide the time, and I don't want to do that. I like kind of dating somebody none of my friends stay in the city.
I agree. Especially when you're from a small town like I am.
Yeah, I don't want my friends to live in the city for the simple fact is that, hey, I saw you was down in my city.
Yeah.
I done probably went,
That's what you go-
tagged in Facebook on something. I saw you wearing my city.
you
You ain't come see me.
right.
And I was like, you know what? So I just stopped dating people in those cities.
But I guess the flip side for me is like I want to say that, but there's been situations where I've been in where there were people in Charlotte. Like I would go down to Charlotte like it was nothing. Charlotte or Raleigh to me it's an hour and some change. So I would go down there, chill, come back. So I mean it worked for me, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Too close.
The way I look, going back to what Nick said about 3 hours, you can plan a date. I don't care. It could be every weekend, whatever. And you say, okay, if I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'll be there by 8 a.m. or 8, 9 a.m. Stay all day, leave about 9 p.m., be back home by midnight or whatever. You can do that with that distance. Yeah, but when you got like over 5 or 8, whatever like that, then you gotta plan that trip out. Yeah.
We know that I know that from wrestling, man. It's like you'll hop on the road, go 2 and 3 hours like it's nothing, and be back the same day. So, it's nothing to go to Morehead City or Asheville or.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
nobody. Like I get outside of North Carolina because it seems like it's just that's a whole nother topic.
I'm about to say because that brings up a whole different can of worms. Is the dating scene different out of the state?
Yeah,
they seeing a different period nowadays.
It's very different.
Yes.
But I'm for it. Like I'm all for it.
I'm getting there. I'm still fresh, newborn into the game now, and I'm getting there.
Okay. Don't close your mind off to all of the options.
Yeah.
Like just because a person doesn't live in your city doesn't mean they're not the right person for you.
That's true.
Now I will say, Do you remember your first experience with a long distance relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember mine.
It was like a couple of months ago.
You're so
But
Mine was about 10 years ago.
Mine was college. Mine was college. My boyfriend that I had in high school decided to go to another school
Right.
while I stayed and went to North Carolina A&T State University.
Acupride.
And so our freshman year was really hard because he went to UNC Pembroke.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and he played basketball.
he was down the
down the
sticks.
stairs, yeah. No, in the middle of nowhere down by
and
Sharp.
he was an athlete.
Wow. So he stayed busy.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like on the weekends, like if he had a game and it was at home, I would go to the games or whatnot. But we wouldn't talk on the phone as much because he was always busy, constantly going. And if there was nothing being put into the relationship, it kind of just fizzled out and failed.
You send him some poom poom pics?
Back then, no. That's what you
We
did.
had it back. We had to mail everything. You had to mail a picture. You had to get a Polaroid and put it in photo paper and send it.
and mail them.
Exactly.
You know, but we didn't do none of that because, we weren't at that stage in life.
But you had to have some. Come on now. You had to have some. Not no phone sex, nothing?
I was in college. Maybe y'all thought I was some old freaking my freshman year of college. I was fresh out of high school.
Darn, I was finna take a drink, but I couldn't. Never mind. But I mean, so are you saying that?
It just wasn't like that.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't like that.
I don't know. I guess I was.
I mean, it was harder back. It was harder back in that day.
Right,
Anyway,
because
so
your phones didn't take
yeah,
pictures.
exactly.
You then
We didn't have phones.
like
I
not
had
no,
phones.
you had Nokias.
Yeah,
That were green screen.
With the little snake game.
Exactly.
The
Yes.
snake game.
If you didn't have that, you had a beeper or whatever, and you had to
had
find a
that.
payphone
Or
to go
two-way.
call that number
That
back.
was when two-way was big, too.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely had a pager and a cell phone. I could be reached at any time, but that sending pictures and stuff, no, people didn't get into start sending pictures until we got these camera phones.
The camera phones, exactly.
And so, but see, obviously, this nasty child said Polaroid.
Man, I can tell you. Look, when they introduced the camera phone, that was when it was a wrap for me. I started getting so much stuff. I had to save it to the email inbox.
So no, I didn't. No, we didn't do none of that. And then what was crazy is that after some years passed, I saw him again. And what was crazy is that him and his mother and I stayed friends. And so when he saw me, I was with his mother. And he was like, "What are you?" I'll tell you the story later. But she
Another episode.
And he was like, "Why are you still friends with my mother?" I was like, "Because your mother is my coworker."
Oh.
Wow.
So
That wasn't awkward at all.
like so, it was just that like, and then we tried again at some point, but he was still that same person, and he hadn't grown, and I couldn't deal with it. Like I just wasn't the same person.
So I'll tell a story. Well, I was dating this girl. We was out of college. She had just moved back home. And I got broke up with a long distance relationship. Like, I went to go see the chick. We was good. I got the poom poom. Woke up the next morning. I drove back home. She was like, "Yo, this ain't gonna work." And I just drove back up there. Like, I went for a weekend. Like, that's why I said 3 hours means nothing. So I'm driving like to Richmond on a Saturday morning. Got up there, hung out. We got a room. We was drinking. Yeah, I got that phone call that Sunday. As soon as I got back, got that phone call. Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Wow.
Okay, so I have questions.
Right.
Questions and concerns. So what was the reason they broke up?
Well, she said it was the distance. She said because again, that's why I said when you deal with that long distance, the temptations are always out there. And you also got to deal with, if you don't come that one weekend, that 1 month, then you don't come the next month.
Because y'all get mad when plans don't go through.
So what happened was, I think I saw her in October. Her birthday was in October. We did something.
Don't you dare.
So November, we didn't see each other because it was Thanksgiving. She came December for my dad because he had turned 50 at the time. January, I didn't see her. February, I didn't see her.
Not even for Valentine's. We're going to talk about Valentine's in a second.
I saw her in March.
Ruh-roh.
Didn't see her in April. Didn't see her in May. At that point, I hooked up with a girl at the job. That was crazy. But it was the temptation was there. She was just like, it didn't work because she was up there, I was down here, and it just, in her opinion, it didn't work.
So, okay. So let's talk about temptation. Why is it that we can't have a conversation about some of the things that we may be tempted by and say, hey, look, these are some of the guidelines. I'm not going to be mad if you do X, Y, and Z.
But once again, that comes down to the person that you're dealing with and the communication with that individual.
You already know.
You are different.
I know you're the inappropriate friend. We know.
I talk mine to death. I'm like, I need to understand. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
But a lot of girls, but like I said, to your point, a lot of girls don't like that. Like a lot of girls are like, yo, so you telling me you better not talk to this girl, you better not send that girl no, you better not take no poom poom pics, you better not da 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 da. I mean, but case in point, I'll give you another prime example. Now, granted, this was a long distance situation, but you know the field that we're all in. I could be at the radio station. It could be a fine, attractive woman there. She might be, single. We might be feeling good. JD playing the mix. She starts dancing up on me. If the girl that I'm in a long distance relationship sees that, that's a conversation that I gotta have. Oh, why you let her dance up on you like that?
Why is she so insecure?
But that's what I'm saying. But when you deal with long distance, you deal with that too.
You
Yeah,
have to
and
still get to know the person. You have to know where their security is, and if you're in a long distance relationship, there is a lot of trust that goes into that. If
That's
that
what it comes
person
down to.
cannot trust you and know that you're making proper decisions to not mess up that relationship, then what's the point? Because with that conversation, she sees it. Yes, you may be like, you're not really dancing up on her. You recognize that the chick is doing it. Why is she upset with you?
Right.
That's an insecurity. She doesn't trust you. So what's the point of staying in that relationship?
it's all about finding that diamond in the rough, though, because you and I both know it's hard to find that chick that's gonna be understanding of what they see. It goes back to social media. It's hard to find that person that's not gonna get upset about what they see over social media. And
because trust me, I have gotten questions.
That's another question.
I know I got questions. I don't know about Jarvis, but I've gotten questions about my relationship with you from girls that even aren't even here. I mean, like I said, this is a whole different topic for a different day. But I've gotten questions. Oh, well, you and Maz got to have something going on because y'all spend so much time together, or this, that, and the third. And these chicks are local. So imagine if she's 3 hours, 4 hours.
I'm gonna acknowledge this.
So imagine if she's 3 or 4 hours away and she see, oh, I'm hanging out with Amaj tonight and we working on this, or it's late night and we working on this. You know what I'm saying? Now I get it. You got to have that conversation. But I'm telling you, in 2018, there are a lot of females that ain't trying to hear that, but we just working.
But we just working. And that's the truth. Like, I'm gonna, like, I know my guys. Please believe that is nothing at all. Please don't jump in any inboxes, DMs, anything else about me ever again in your life. It is not that situation at all. So Valentine's Day is coming up, fellas.
Well, I mean, it is going to be this week.
Okay. Valentine's Day is coming up. And so, what for a long distance relationship, what do you think should help in that Valentine's Day? Because for me, I've already received some stuff so I received some cards in the mail. They got here before Valentine's Day.
Is there something in my drink?
No. I've also received some flowers. So you have to kind of make things, because you can't be there on that day because the middle of the week is Wednesday.
True.
So do you plan something for the weekend? Do you
I say
go
you got
to a special place?
I say you got to plan for. To me, you either plan the weekend before or the weekend after. You don't have a choice because it falls during the week.
Mm-hmm. My opinion of Valentine's Day.
I don't really celebrate it anyway. I don't like to, but anyway.
Whether my girl stay down the street or California. Okay. If you make, the way I feel about it, if you make every day, kind of like not every day, but if you make, I don't see why you got to show all this love on that one day.
Exactly.
So now, for
Just
the simple
because it's
holiday,
Wednesday.
for the simple holiday, the fact that it's Valentine's Day, okay, I might do something sweet, write a letter, write something that I'm thinking on a letter, fold it up, and give it to you, something from back in the day with a rose or something like that, or send a teddy bear or something like that. But as far as
a chocolate teddy bear?
A chocolate teddy bear, exactly.
Don't send one of those.
So as far as the holiday goes, I mean, yeah, you can be It doesn't have to be nothing big. It can be something simple, and just mail it if you are in a long distance relationship, or if she stay down the street, just take her out to eat or something like that.
I like
just for the holiday.
arrangements.
I'm getting her something. I'm getting her something on Thursday, the 15th.
The day after.
That's what I'm doing. I'm getting something on the 15th.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna front. Back in my heathen days, as I like to say, I used to get stuff.
Yes,
I used
sir.
to get stuff like 2 days, like it would be going on sale like the 16th, 17th, and I had a friend that worked at Walgreens, so I would get all my stuffed animals and I'd get them up and I would stockpile them for the next year. They'd be half off, and you would keep them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that was in my heathen days. I'm not like that. But there is
Yes,
something
sir.
but there is something that I did do, and I had to stop this. I used to give roses to all the ladies in my department that I worked with during Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's so nice.
But every time I did, I used to get let go from the job, so I had to stop doing it. So that was a lesson learned. So I don't do that anymore because I learned my lesson. Don't be. Yeah.
Oh,
It
my
used to be-
God.
You got flowers at the job because of stuff like that?
Well, I wouldn't get fired for that, but I'm just saying that it was just a lesson.
If he
learned.
let, yeah,
Other stuff.
Other
exactly,
stuff,
private
but
stuff.
it was just to me that was
It ain't had nothing to do with the flowers.
it had nothing to do with the flowers, but I learned my lesson.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I was just gonna say I can vouch for that because I know somebody's husband was like, "Where you get that flower from?" I ain't gonna report about it.
Did you call it or something? What did you-
No, I mean,
We just say we got
going
off
with
it.
it. So we just rolling
We
with
just
it.
rolling with it.
Somebody got to do some editing.
But anyway, for Valentine's Day, I'm not one of those women I need you to do anything for me on Valentine's Day. I've never been that person. Because you show me that you appreciate and love me daily.
Exactly.
So I'm not that person. Like, yeah, we can do stuff, but I'm not gonna be mad if I come home and I don't have something.
Yeah.
It's not gonna bother me none. I promise you, that is not the one thing. That's not the thing I'm gonna get mad at.
I'm just a simple dude. I mean, I don't care what holiday it is. You go to Dollar Tree, they got them 2 for $1. You get a card, say the other. You get 2 cards, say the other one for next year, just in case you don't get nothing next year.
Some balloons.
And some balloons, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dollar Tree yesterday.
So
it is what it is.
I mean, so you pulling out magical tricks Wednesday night? I mean,
What? I don't have nobody. I'm single. What?
Yeah, that's what she said. That's
I'll
what
be-
she said.
Okay.
I'll be celebrating National Sad Day, Single Awareness Day.
So let me ask this real quick because some people say the 13th is Side Chick Appreciation Day, and so is Side Chick Appreciation Day on the 15th.
I
Have
said
you-
sad.
I
Sad,
know, I
single.
know what you said, sad, but I'm saying about side. So have you ever had a date on the day after Valentine's Day, and the dude was like, "Yeah, I just want to take you out"?
No, we don't do stuff like this.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying there's a lot of girls.
Wow.
I mean, now people are so okay with being a side chick, they probably don't even care.
You're right.
But
Side chick is like an accessory now.
You're like, what? Oh, you ain't what? I can see you on the 13th. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I can't see you on the 14th. Why? I just got stuff to do. Oh, it's okay. I'll see you on the 13th or the 15th. It's fine.
I mean, they're aware of it, so it's okay for them. Me, on the other hand, I don't really give two craps about the days anyway. It's another work day for me.
During the week, you're right.
So, and even because I'm single, I don't care.
I guess I look at it that way too because I mean on Valentine's Day for the last 3-4 years it's just been me and my daughters. I take my daughters out.
Yeah, I get my daughter. I always get my daughter a piece of jewelry.
I get mine candy.
She gets she's at the point now, but she likes jewelry, so I get her a piece of jewelry. And she always has a nice card from her mom, and that's it.
I think I'm gonna make a kid on Valentine's Day this year. How about that? Since you got a kid,
That'd
you got
be
a kid.
Scary.
You got a kid. I think I'll make a kid on Valentine's Day.
That'd be scary.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yes.
I'm saying. I'm just saying. But I won't be. I'll be on the radio that night. So
Yeah,
won't be,
you'll be working at it.
I'll be working that night. They gonna no baby being made that night. Listen,
Maybe you can make one early in the day. I don't know.
I ain't taking a day off.
But-
Or the day. Well,
we ain't having
it'll be
no-
the 15th when we get off. So I mean, it is what it is.
Either way,
Yeah, it'll be the day
Valentine's
after.
Day can be spiced up with being a long distance relationship. You can meet in the mountains or meet at a spa or
Yeah.
something to come the weekend. It'll be nice.
Or good old cyber sex.
It's good. I mean, it's good to have cyber
This
sex.
is not fair to have the hashtag. Let me fill my. I need
First
a
of all,
bigger
nobody
glass.
tells you drink all your drink guzzle. But I really do think that it could really definitely work out holidays the same way. Like you
Yeah.
can work out the holidays, special occasions. They can be worked out.
Holidays are a compromise anyway, because especially you got, like I said,
It
kids
is.
in the mix. So it's a compromise, and when you got kids in the mix, I believe that's when it can be a headache because you have the time that they're with mama, the time that they're with daddy. So you got to work around that schedule too, just in case the time that the kid's supposed to be with mama, let's say the dad has something to do with out of town or something like that, and they have anywhere for the kids to go, and then you're not in a space to where you're not in a place to where it's time to meet the kids, so you got to cancel those plans. And I mean, it's so.
It's about with long distance relationships. It's about communication, understanding, and trust. If those three components are not a part of it, then it can't work.
Or as I say, compromise, commitment, and communication. You got to have that.
The 3 C's, A to the man.
Yeah, so yes. I agree. I definitely will. Well, I'm a communicator. I'm one of those people. Like, I don't leave no stone unturned when it comes to
no questions
that
asked
situation. Yeah, because I'm going to be an open book to it. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't lie to people. I don't like lying to people. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to shoot you no mess.
Yep.
And I expect the same thing from you. That's how sometimes some of them have worked. Now, the reason why some of them didn't work out was because maybe it was more of, I'm not going to move at this point, like right now. Right. Like, I have some things that is not going to allow me to move. But holler at me come 2020, then I might be ready. But, I have some things, and especially like with my daughter being at the age that she is, I'm not moving from this place.
Exactly. That could be very dangerous.
Once she's, out of school, in college, then that will be the situation. Yeah. Then we can talk about me moving, because jobs can be transferred or whatnot. But that's a whole different conversation. But that's why some of them didn't work out, because I wasn't willing to move at that point.
Well, that's what's up, man. So I think we've had a good dialogue. We'll be right back. Well, we're here the last call. We're here to wrap up everything here on Cocktails and Convos. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Nick D.
Imaj all day.
JROC.
All right, this is Cocktails and Convos. So if you're just watching us now, I don't know why you just waited till like the last 10 or 5 minutes to watch us now. But we've been talking about long-distance relationships, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, Valentine's Day, all wrapped up in one episode. You want to give your final thoughts on everything? I'll start. We'll go around the room. We'll start with you. Start with the ladies first. Imaj.
We all know that I am so pro long distance relationship. So I want you to go out. I want you to date. I want you to be open minded to anything that could possibly go on in life. The right person may not be inside your city limit. They may live 2-3 hours away. It is okay. Also, during my little part, hey, do you see the subscribe button down here at the bottom? Make sure that you hit subscribe, and also hit the notification so you can be the first one to hear that we have a new episode up.
No doubt. I mean, only advice I can give on long distance is just make sure you ask the necessary questions, get all the necessary info you need on that individual that you're interested in, because regardless if it's 3, 5, 8, 10, a day, a couple days away from the person that you're interested in, you can make it work. It just depends on you and the person that you chose.
Well, you know me, I'm always, hey, if it works for you, if that's your situation, it's always work. But remember, and we also have to make sure we say this, remember, no sex is the safest sex. But if you're going to have sex, wear a latex, because you don't want to get the latex. And you definitely, with a long-distance relationship, don't want to get the burning text.
You got a lot of explaining to do.
Well, how you going to get that if you're just having cyber sex?
I don't have anything.
It's been a long episode.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week with another episode of Cocktails and Convos. As Imaj said, make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom, and we'll be back with another episode. So keep it locked.